And finally tonight, it's a new segment we're introducing to you that Doug Blair, our fine producer, likes to call
Larry versus the Internet.
And I don't know exactly what that means. What does that mean? I love the Internet.
It's so exciting, Larry. We're going to have clips from the Internet, and we're going to have you react to them, and I'll add some commentary.
Okay. All right. I'm on board with this.
That's excellent. So what we're going to do today, there's been a lot of talk amongst the people in America about how we can totally get rid of COVID, if COVID zero is possible.
Oh, yeah.
You know a place that's been trying that for a while?
No, what?
China, where this thing might have come from.
Wait, and COVID zero in China?
COVID zero in
China.
China.
Ironic,
I don't think it's going to work, but we have some footage, it's very alarming footage, coming from China about what that looks like. So can we roll the clip, please? If you'll notice, these individuals have machine guns.
Yeah.
They're pointing them at people who probably don't want to be shot.
Holy Lord Almighty! Well, I mean, we know that China is a totalitarian police state, but okay, so you had these guys dressed like the white sort of
like
Smurfs,
Chernobyl, and like all that stuff,
and they're walking around with AK-47s.
Yes.
Those are machine guns. And what were they exactly trying to accomplish?
That's a great question, because again, we're not quite sure exactly what this process is going to look like, because they've basically decided that any COVID in China is too much COVID, so they'll lock you down, they'll put you in your house, they'll prevent you from going outside, and all of these things are supposed to prevent COVID. But I guess if the people have gotten to the point where they're so angry and so needing to go outside that they're having to force them back in with guns.
Jeez. Well, and you know, it puts things in perspective, because let's face it, our lockdowns were terrible here, and I hated it, and it was un-American, it defied liberty and everything that we hold dear. But we saw this much, much worse in other countries, countries that don't have constitutions, that don't have the freedom that's inherent is in our DNA as Americans. I saw in Australia and New Zealand, it was insanity. But then you add the police state, you had totalitarianism and Maoism to the recipe, and that's a nightmare. What we see in China right now. Is this going forward something that they're looking to institute? It's like any case. What happens if you catch COVID? Are you like shut away in a jail?
Well, President Xi Jinping of China has indicated that he wants to continue on with this policy of zero COVID. And you're right that as Americans, we have something inside of us that prevents the worst impulses of this from happening, right? Where during the lockdowns, I think a lot of people were willing to do it for the first 2 weeks to say stop the spread. But as it became clearer and clearer that this wasn't going to be a temporary measure, Americans said, you don't get to lock me in my house. In China, they have communism, right? Where the communist sort of manifesto is that you have to listen to the state. And so this could go on forever.
The state knows best. And by the way, if you look at some of the things that many of the Democrats, socialists, they really are socialists, would put forth in terms of policies should they get into power, even further into power than they are right now, it's not a short walk from what they want to do, because they think the government knows best. They think the government knows best about your kids in school. They think the government knows best about your healthcare choices. The government knows best about whether you should own a gun or not in your home. All of these things lead to that, because I'm pretty sure, you know, those Chinese authorities walking around with machine guns, trying to force people into little corrals there out of health policies. Chinese people, they don't have a right to bear arms, do they? No, there's no Second Amendment
doesn't exist.
China. That's not gonna. I gotta tell you, when you told me about Larry versus the Internet, and you're gonna show videos, and I was gonna react to it, I was expecting somebody from Libs of TikTok, some person who is identifying as a pussycat. And
don't worry, that is going to happen.
Oh, that's on the list.
We've got many, many such things. Libs of TikTok, if you're listening, by the way, call us.
Exactly.
But we would love to talk to you about that. But I think one of the things I wanted to get out of this particular segment, Larry, is that we as Americans are so lucky to have these freedoms, to have these liberties that we can enjoy. And it's not like that across the world. And the left and the Democrats that we've been talking about on the show tonight have been trying to enforce that type of control of government over our lives. And it's so important and essential for us to fight back against that.
It is, and it's important for our elected representatives, those who want to get the majority in the House and Senate, to recognize that, we're not going down that road again. You had one shot, and we see how it worked out.
Exactly.
Right, Doug Blair, well, we're lucky to have you. I'm glad you. Honestly, I'm happy that it went this way, because I was pretty sure you were just going to make fun of me for 5 minutes.
Oh, we can do that. I mean, if that's what you want to do next week, we can definitely arrange that.
That's all the time we have for this Wednesday edition of O'Connor Tonight, but we'll be back right here, same time, same place, God willing. In the meantime, I'll see you on the radio.